I'm Jimmy Johnson. This is Bullford 82. Hi folks, welcome back to another video on trying to make things run. Greta Thumper here is not happy. If you've been following along with this truck project, I've put a Edelbrock AVS2 4-barrel on it, going from the factory EFI, which and then we put a eBay special HEI distributor in it. This has been running amazing ever since I got that all dialed in the beginning of this year. Been pretty happy with it. Been actually using it, even though it doesn't have overdrive. I've been driving it around to and from this farm that I've been helping out at. In the last couple of weeks, this truck started running weird, like just total lack of power. Like you get into the throttle and the engine just goes maybe kind of wants to die sometimes. I was thinking it was carburetor, but I'm like, it's a brand new Edelbrock we just put on there. The truck's fuel system, at least as far as the front tank goes, is clean. I mean, it's as clean as it's gonna get. I've pulled the fuel filters, and you could eat out of them basically. I mean, they're clean. I got great fuel flow. We tested that. When my cousin Adam was out here, we took the fuel line, put it in a jar, turned the key on, and the fuel pump, which I have an Edelbrock fuel pump that replaced the factory high pressure fuel pump, and we have great flow, great squirtage, perfectly fine. I'm starting to think it's my HEI distributor because it doesn't act like a carburetor issue, like it's starving for fuel. I think it's getting plenty of fuel. It kind of runs okay, but it misses really bad. So I'm thinking something in the distributor is wrong. I've already tried putting a new ignition module in it. It changed absolutely nothing. But I'm going to leave that module in there because it's a bit better than what was in there, higher quality one. So that's fine. I'm thinking it might be the ignition coil. So I think what we'll do is we'll pop the hood, we'll pull the cap top off, and let's take a look at the ignition coil. Maybe we could just run down to Napa, get a new one, throw it in there, and see if that works. I also don't know what kind of spark plug wires I put together. I don't know if I have if it's a spiral core or a solid round core. Those make a difference on different ignition systems. So I think I'm supposed to have a spiral ignition coil wire. Spiral coil. You get the thing. You know the thing. Anyways, I'll see. Hopefully I did pick out the right wire when I made my plug wires. Otherwise I'm going to have to make new plug wires. Because I think on HEI you want to have the spiral wound ignition wires. Because it filters any feedback from when the spark plug fires. That wears out the ignition coils prematurely. From what I read, doing a little reading on the ignition systems. So, well, the thing is, the reason why we were driving this truck, well, because we got the long bed and we were loading our tools in it. Plus, extra comfortable to drive, automatic, and well, the AC was blowing nice and cold. I charged it up a little bit more, and it's been running great. It doesn't click off anymore, and it was blowing nice and cold because it was pretty warm the day we were working on stuff. Which the video we were making will be coming out soon on the Johnson's Garage channel. I just been waiting to edit it. Should I bring you in closer? I'm gonna bring you in closer. Yeah, it's a spiral wound plug wire that I put in here. So I don't think it's that. We may have to, if we keep having bad luck with this, I may swap this out for a Pertronics unit, which means I'll have to add a coil and everything, but you know, I want it to be reliable, so I mean, for the most part, this thing has been pretty reliable. I mean, it just starts every time. It just goes down the road. I mean, I don't even have to let it warm up. You just You just fire it up and go. Okay. There's our cap. We need to unplug this. And it doesn't backfire or anything or miss really badly. And I wrapped all these up. They shouldn't be touching or interfering. So, electrical connector is undone. What was I saying? I don't know. It doesn't backfire or cough or sneeze. It's just you get on the throttle, or sometimes it won't even idle right when it gets in the higher RPMs when you first start it up. It wants to die, and you got to kind of. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter how you try and nurse it. I don't really see anything obvious. Little silicone carny gasket there. And these just push out. So it was, well, that goes in the center, that's pretty obvious. Or yellow on the right, and red on the left here. Should we just throw parts at it? I mean, it's gonna be pretty cheap. Let's see what we got here. We've got some words here. I love my local Napa. I just show the guy the part number that I need. He just walks right over to the shelf and grabs it. I'm like, what? He knows where it's at. Oh, we get a new gasket. I guess we'd go like that. And then, well, we had this guy. This doesn't need to come out. This can go back in there. That's the ground. This goes to our ground like that. Yeah. And then, yeah, terminals really kind of go in one way. I mean, our next bet is we get a carb kit and we just pull the top on this and make sure, you know, nothing got goofy. It's the only other thing I can think of besides the Hall effect sensor being bad on that. We could pull this top off and just take a quick peek. You see, I actually got dirt on it that we were actually using this truck and driving it. Imagine that. Apparently I forgot to hit the record button. She fired right up. I do not have a tack signal right now, so I need to figure that out, but it would not run like this cold with the old coil. That was a bad ignition coil. No, I did not plug it in. It's not running right now. Do the tack unplug. It ran great for a minute. Oh yeah, she smells really rich. I'm not too happy about that. I don't know, tubes. I don't know. But I know for sure there's only two things that can cause my problem here. It's either I have a bad ignition system, or something on the carburetor went bad. But this ran great for a minute. That clip I had you on where I talked about not hooking up or turning the camera on. It ran great for just a minute, and then all of a sudden it started running like crap.